Ooh, I wonder what it could be. Ooh, ah, ee. What's up, guys? Hello, Hanzo here, and here we are to do a nice little breakdown and discussion on what Satoru Gojo's best stat is. Satoru Gojo's best stat. Yeah, I really wonder. It's gonna be such a long and complicated discussion, so let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact, it's hacks. It's hacks. Maybe a little bit confused. Let me give some context. So typically when I'm talking about stats in terms of things like versus battles, inverse, or cross-verse, I typically think of 4 different factors. Typically there are 3. Like, I usually talk about power, speed, and abilities, but like, for JJK, considering power and durability are separate things most of the time, with rare exception, looking at you, Ryu. Honestly, I kind of break it down into 4 categories for JJK. It's power, it's speed, it's durability, and it's hacks. And like, we're talking about Satoru Gojo. Don't get me wrong, let me make one thing clear for all my fellow Satoru Gojo fans out there. He's not only a hacks beast. He's not. But if we're looking at every single one of his other stats in comparison, the gap is what? Like, realize how oppressive his hacks are. His hacks are so oppressive, he clears certain verses on one of them alone. He clears entire other universes on one of them alone. And yeah, if we were talking about the most important hacks, I think we all know what it is. But Satoru Gojo's hacks, I'm not saying they define the character, but they kind of define the character, if you know what I'm talking about. The Limitless plus the 6 Eyes is a combination so undeniably unstoppable, unbeatable, and dangerous that the man's birth, not his training, not his awakening, not his evolution, his birth caused the whole world to be like, whoa. Golly, fella. You're a little bit swole. And sure, the 6 Eyes are in fact a physical trait. But what do they fuel? What do they allow the usage of? What do they propagate? Naturally, they propagate Satoru Gojo's hacks. His hacks are kind of the key to all. Don't get me wrong, Satoru Gojo's raw power is nothing to sneeze at. His speed, definitely nothing to sneeze at. His durability, nothing to sneeze at. Once again, it's not like the craziest, but that's because he has a very good reason for it not to be the craziest, or not to show it being the craziest. It's because he's Satoru Gojo, the limitless sorcerer, the strongest what of today? The strongest what of today? Oh, that's right. The strongest sorcerer. What do sorcerers typically have? Curse techniques. What is Satoru Gojo's curse technique? The limitless and the 6 Eyes. It's the most broken combo in the verse. It is. It depends. If you think Copy's better, I don't blame you. If you think Kenjaku's whole kit is better, I don't blame you. Even if you think Sukuna's like full kit with his like pseudo infinity with the miniature slashes he can send out, plus now the not necessarily 4D, but like the existence erasure, spatial manipulation attack in World Slash or Spatial Slash. If you think that's better, I don't blame you. But at base, the Limitless in the 6 Eyes is just too good. Even before he awakened, he was considered one of the strongest, if not the strongest. He only got hard countered by a guy who could do what? Who could turn his hacks off. That's it. Once again, I find it so hard to explain, because notably, in his narrative, his hacks are one of the biggest reasons why he feels alone, because his hacks allow him to be the strongest definitively, in terms of his era. Not of all time. Not in history, but in terms of his era, he's the strongest because of his hacks, and thusly he feels isolated because of that. And I feel like, especially in cross-verse debates, especially, but even in inverse debates, it all comes down to, oh, he's just a hacks beast. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, this. But I hate to propagate, but it's kind of factual. It's kind of actual factuals, because when you think about it, what does everyone rush to take away from Satoru Gojo? Like, if you're talking about, oh, I'm trying to throw Satoru Gojo into MHA, I'm trying to throw him into Demon Slayer, I'm trying to throw him into Seven Deadly Sins, I'm trying to throw him into Naruto, I'm trying to throw him into Bleach. Well, I don't think anyone's been foolish enough to throw him into Bleach. That's a dangerous place to throw him into. To be fair, a lot of the places I've listed are a dangerous place to throw him into. But, like, still, when you're talking about other verses, Dragon Ball, I've seen literal whole videos, whole threads talking about how far Gojo gets into Dragon Ball. What is the first thing that any other person from any other verse tries to take away from Gojo. Or tries to say, oh, if he didn't have this, then this, and that. Oh, if this didn't happen, then... It's always what Ryuman Sugita ended up trying to take away from Satoru Gojo. The Infinity. Which is a hacks of his. Because it's his best stat by a long shot. Every other stat that Satoru Gojo has is compensated for or increased by the Limitless. Everything. These dangerous, devious, and diabolical punches, these slobber knockers, these haymakers this may be thrown around, why are they so dangerous? It's not just because Satoru Gojo is a big, buff, 29-year-old man. It's also because, as Kusakabe explains, where is it? Where is it? Don't you hide from me. Don't you hide from me. Kusakabe explains, who here is taking a serious punch from Gojo? No, I hate you, Panda. But, not sure, blah, 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 blah. But essentially, Kusakabe explains, at the moment of contact, he uses Azure to boost fists, reinforced with cursed energy. In addition to boosting its power, it feels like receiving a counterpunch. Even though he's punching like normal, it's the worst. So his offensive power, the thing he punches you with, that big old haymaker, guess what that is? It's hacks that are helping the punch feel worse. For his durability, I'm not saying it doesn't matter, because... Technically, we've seen characters try to breach his durability before, and it actually kind of fails. Like, if you'll remember, when Mahoraga, like, first comes out against Gojo and tries to attack him, he doesn't actually do too much damage, because Gojo's just, like, naturally really, really bulky. Like, Mahoraga comes out fully adapted to a lot of what Gojo has to offer, slices clean through the infinity, grabs him, and then slashes him, and at best, I'm not gonna say it's a flesh wound, but it's mostly a flesh wound. Like, he doesn't even struggle to heal off it, and doesn't seem to note it too badly. He doesn't even have his shirt really torn too much. He's literally just that bulky, even though Mahoraga cleaved straight through the infinity. So, like, he does like that for real, in terms of durability too. But a big reason why we don't even talk about his durability 99.9% of the time is because of his axe, the infinity, which doesn't allow most things to touch him in the first place. Like, his durability isn't just comp for. It's basically fully paid off by the infinity, except for the rare exceptions when it's down. And even then, when it's down, he is still extremely bulky. But even when we're looking at his speed, he compensates that bad boy by using blue, by using the Limitless. By using the Limitless, he allows himself to go even faster, to the point where he can catch people off guard when he typically can't. Like, notably, we see this perfectly in the first domain shatter, where after Sukuna shatters Gojo's domain, they have a little bit of a sparring match. He simple domains again. They're fighting, they're going even, and then guess what Gojo does? He gets his curse technique back, he immediately rushes, Sukuna notes his speed just now increased, and then he activates his curse technique. Bang. So, he even uses blue, which is his hacks, which is the Limitless, which is his hacks, to amplify his speed, his power, his durability. And let's talk about what Gojo's strongest attacks are. As powerful and neat as his already hacks amped punches are, that's not his big bad move. It's not the thing that Gojo's known for. Like, it's no offense to Satoru Gojo, but that's not. The main thing he's known for, the main big bad crazy attacks, the attacks that we're arguing, oh, do they existence erase? Oh, this is why he clears a verse. Oh, this is unstoppable. It's the hacks. It's the unlimited void. It's the ability that could do crazy amounts of brain damage despite only being exposed for 10 seconds. That's a hacks. That's his domain expansion. It'd be like that when it'd be like that. Especially when it'd be like that. What is his most powerful, most dangerous, most lethal attack? Oh, unlimited hollow. What does that do? Oh, it pulverizes things? I can't say it erases them because, like, he's still standing after all this time. But it's an extremely powerful hacks attack, because it combines the repulsion of red and the attraction of blue to break reality. It's all hacks. Sometimes I'll mention, if you were to pluck this stat away from a character, it wouldn't really change too much about how that character operates. Like, for example, if you were to take away the haxes of a character who's fully stat-paced, like, take away the haxes of Ryu, he can still just punch real good. That's the main thing he does anyway. He does have Granite Blast. That technically is a hacks. But even then, that's more so a power-based thing where he just releases cursed energy at you. It's to the point where when his hacks are burnt out, he experiences very little fall off. When we see a hacksless Ryu who cannot use his curse technique, he blasts and it's still the same. Why? Because it doesn't matter. But Gojo is a character who does, I'm not going to say he falls into fodder territory, but he drops from the top 2 spot if you pluck away his hacks. Like, you remove the Limitless from him, or you remove the 6 eyes, one of the two. He's still a monster. He's still one of the hardest hitting, fastest, well, yeah, he's one of the hardest hitting, fastest, and most durable characters in the series. Undeniably. He may still be number 2 in all of those aspects, ironically enough, just because of how powerful and different this man is. But a lot more characters would have a better chance against him. Because his hacks are that dominant. He wouldn't have been able to beat Ahito without his hacks. We literally see him land a Black Flash punch directly to Ahito, which was amped by Blue, by the way. He lands a Black Flash punch directly into Ahito's stomach, they immediately heal. What did he have to do? He had to go full hacks mode. He had to max output Lapse Blue in order to actually detonate Ahito. He was never going to punch kick Maharaga to death. He had to whip out Unlimited Hollow. That's just how it is. And that's okay. Notably, Gojo's best stat being his hacks by leaps and bounds is fine. It adds to the character. It makes the character have even more sense and common belief of why they're the strongest. It allows Satoru Gojo to transcend into other verses, which I think is cool. I believe if you're able to build a character who transcends their stats most of the time, to the point where they can do weird, stupid things like, hey, 99.9% of the verse gets washed by, I don't know, the 20, whatever, when Roshi blew up the moon in original Dragon Ball. Most of the verse gets washed by the Goku that Roshi fought before he went Grade 8. But at the same time, that Goku wouldn't stand a chance against Gojo. Why? Because his hacks are that good. I think that is neat. I love matchups. Matchups are some of the best things ever when you're talking about like discussions and debates. And Gojo's hacks and abilities allow for matchups to go crazy. Because he has almost an answer for everything. You need a big bag, crazy, large-scale attack, Unlimited Hollow. You need something specific and focused in order to do crazy amounts of damage, Unlimited Void, which leads into a bunch of wombo combo scenarios for everything else. You need just an insane wall that very few characters will be able to surpass. You either need ability negation, or spatial manipulation, or existence erasure, or something to get past that. Then you got Infinity. Gojo kind of has an answer for almost everything, which is good. I think that's neat. And I think it's why his hacks are so clearly like a shelf above. Like, I wouldn't even... And the thing is, it's hard to argue what to add to Gojo, right? Like, typically, whenever I'm talking about characters, I'm thinking, like, what could I add to their kit? What could I add to their kit that they don't already have that would make them better, shift them up a couple spots, to do this or do that? A bunch of characters have that in JJK. Like, what would I give Yuta, for example, to make him even more top tier? What would I give Higuruma to make him even more, well... high mid-tier? What would I give to Yuji? So on and so forth. Would it be range? Would it be this? Would it be that? Gojo kind of has everything. He has the close range. He has the mid-range. He has the long range. He has the perfect defense. He has the perfect offense. It's just, you gotta raise his stats. His other stats, so he can compete. Give him a better speed stat. Just in general. Blue ain't enough. Give him a better strength stat. Give him better durability stat. It's fun, but at the same time, it's because the Limitless and the 6 eyes are so complete as they are that you kind of just need to start adding properties or adding stats to Gojo to, like, give him liability or freedom in other verses that have, like, things that could interrupt him. Because don't get me wrong, the hacks are super strong in verse and in cross verse because the counters are kind of rare, but they do exist. There are a bunch of characters in Black Clover who can bypass Infinity and one-shot Gojo. Especially now that we know how the Limitless interacts with actual spatial manipulation, like Spatial Slash. There are a couple characters in Similarly Sins that sneeze on Gojo. And he perishes. You can argue there are characters in MHA through, like, spatial manipulation could get past the Infinity. And then one-shot Gojo with better stats. So, like, don't get me wrong. They ain't perfect. But in terms of what Satoru Gojo is the best at, what he's most well known for, what is the most impact, what carries him, everything goes back to them hacks. Let this not be a video to say that Satoru Gojo's worthless without his hacks. Let's just say his value dips a whole lot if you're investing. I wouldn't invest in a cursed technique-less Gojo. I wouldn't invest in that. If y'all want to invest in that, that's all for you. But at least to me, his hacks are clearly number one. They're too diverse, they're too powerful, they're too unique, they're too dangerous, they're too unstoppable, they're too unbelievable. He's just that guy. But, of course, that's what I think. Please, what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys agree with me? Do you think hacks just have to be Gojo's best stat? Because, like, what else would it be? I don't know, what his personality? Like, what are we going to give him as the best stat? Or do you think there's something else that's Ryomen Sukuna his greatest opponent. See what I did there? Because I messed up and said Sukuta's name, but had to transition back to Gojo. Gojo Satoru, do you think one of his other stats reigns supreme out of his power, out of his durability, out of his speed? Please let me know all that and more in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, though, please do me a favor and leave. Let me take a deep whiff. Leave unlimited hacks. Leave unlimited hacks in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. And things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So those perks will include the live reaction to the very next chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, ad-free variations of all my videos, and become a $25 patron or a $25 member. You can order whatever video you want. Also, there is a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Zera, Greyhound, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, Redwolf 4765, Paris Arnold, Astro, and Brandon Payne. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons, Zombie Hunter, Sean, Midnight Lord 21, King, Meliodas, Kevin, Encarnacion, Josh Brown, and A+A. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Autumn, Mornings, Lazo, and Fine. And I'd like to thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $10 patrons, Michael Williamson, Joaquin Munoz, and Idem Okami. And I'd like to give a final gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.